Okay. I would just like to say that obviously this is a very complicated issue and has different levels that the individual can make an effort, etc. But I think that we just have to be honest with ourselves in terms of what we can do and can't do. I mean, Gibraltar, it's great for Gibraltar to preach, it's great for Gibraltar to put itself as a beacon in the future for action, etc. But our record is pretty trashy. And if we're going to be honest with ourselves, we're going to be honest with ourselves to the fullest extent possible. The issue of traffic is I think it's an absolutely critical issue. I mean, everybody in Gibraltar uses cars, when in fact, you know, there should be a congestion charge for the whole chunk of Gibraltar. Are we prepared? Any politician call that? No. Are we prepared as a community? Look, and I don't want any political allusions here, Gibraltar must be the only place of 3 square miles that doesn't just generate its own electricity, do its own water, but actually has separate systems, an MOD generating station, a government Gibraltar. Why? Because we want the political independence that comes from that. Are we prepared as a community to tackle the real issue, which is that we're churning out stuff, great through the refinery, we all agree, we're very close to home, we've taken political decisions, churning a lot of stuff in there because we politically have that priority. We've got a nuclear birth, right, which is not just problematic in some people's eyes, but actually within meters of houses, banned everywhere else in the world. We have an airport within meters of houses, also wouldn't be run by civil aviation authorities anywhere in the world. Now, if we're going to start pontificating about others, are we prepared as a community to tackle these issues honestly? Now, it's easier to say these things and to come to these terms, and it's great to talk about economic interests, I agree, but actually we also have to talk about what our competitors do. So why the wider situation is important, because it's great for us to shut down the insurance companies or shut down the banks, but they're only going to go to the Isle of Man or to Malta or to Alderney. So we're going to have a balanced approach. I think the point we're trying to make in balance is that the only way we can proceed, in my view, domestically, at every level, is to achieve consensus. And what I wouldn't like to see is for this issue to become a political football. I respect the right of politicians to make it political, therefore, that's fine. But I think if this group could actually get consensus between political parties, even for minimal achievements and objectives, you know, let's start with basic, modest aims, but let's get a consensus across the board. Let's not make it party political. Let's just make it something we could all agree to from the beginning, because in my experience, politicians usually, always, but usually, only do things for 1 or 2 reasons. Because they're forced to do so, or because there's an electoral price if you don't. And the only way to break out of that cycle is to seek consensus, which in a small place we should do. And I end with one example. I remember when I was in government, we introduced the law to actually have seatbelts in Gibraltar. Now for years I found it incomprehensible when something as obvious as seatbelts, no Gibraltar government decided to have seatbelts in Gibraltar because they thought it was unpopular for Gibraltarians. And I remember a lot of Gibraltarians, when they came from Spain, I did the gesture as if they said, me siento libre, they did a season, I breathe in air free. I mean, look how perverse the thought process was, right? But actually they thought it a liberating experience to be debuckled, right? Because the EU directive said you're going to do it, the government did it. Well, it just shows you that unless you depoliticize some of these issues, we won't progress. So I like to see married to individual responsibility, and I think that's hugely important, an attempt at consensus, an attempt at depoliticizing the issue, and setting our objectives modestly. You know, we're not going to change the world, but we can change through consent in a non-political